Alright men, I can't tell a lie. This movie's going to be flat out emotional. It's going to be sharing some really deep stuff, and it's probably going to be a bit uncomfortable for some of you, and it may even get you to start opening up to others in the near future in your life, and you might find yourself sharing a lot more with your wife and your kids and your family and whoever, your friends, people at work, other males, God forbid, other males. So if that sounds really awful to you, then that's even more reason that you should watch the rest of this movie. I find it so difficult to talk on camera, would you believe it? I'm really self-conscious of it. It's funny because if I took the camera away, I feel like I could just speak pretty fluently, but you put this thing in front of me and it's pretty tough. But hello anyway, I'm Rob Howard, if you don't know who I am, and through my experiences I just want to try and help others to live a free life, basically. Right, I'm just going to have to say it. I feel that I have gone through certain things in my life which enables me to relate with other people going through similar things, and this is what I do. I share my experiences, and I perhaps offer some suggestions and ideas on things that maybe you guys can try if you're resonating with what I'm saying, and hopefully something might help. That's all this is all about. And specifically in this video, what I want to talk about is I just want to tell you men to start talking, start communicating, start sharing your feelings. Don't bottle them up inside. We've got to drop this whole idea that men aren't allowed to show emotion and men aren't allowed to cry. We've got to get rid of that. We've got to start allowing our emotions to come out and allowing ourselves to be able to talk to people on a deeper level. And it's not easy to do, but I'm telling you that if you do it, it's going to change your life. And not only that, it's going to change the lives of so many people around you. And it's an amazing thing because it's happening with a lot of people at the moment. They're starting to find themselves in a situation where they're forced into communicating and starting to share what's really going on inside. And that's the starting point for anybody to heal. So I want to really encourage you guys to start talking with your friends and maybe your partners and your parents and whoever on a deeper level. And not so much always about yourself, but instead, when you meet some friends, ask them how they're feeling, ask them how they're doing. And be really personal with it in terms of genuinely wanting to see how they're feeling at that time. And it's always going to be awkward when you ask it. There can be a bit of silence and they might think, wow, that's a bit personal. Just let that silence ride. See what comes out, see what they come back with. And do you know what? So many times you can find yourself in a conversation that neither of you really expected, but you're both feeling so relieved and so happy that it's happening. And I just want to encourage you, instead of waiting for those opportunities to come, start making those opportunities. Start talking on a deeper level with your father, with your mother, with your wife, with anybody, and start really communicating them and asking them how they're feeling, and in turn communicate back with them. And I tell you what, something really special will happen in your life. Last night out here at Foxton, we just had a few drinks with 3 or 4 guys, and we don't spend a lot of time like that together because I don't normally drink a lot, but we had the most amazing night. It was a fantastic night, and it was just because we were all so open, and we sat around a little basic picnic table and we started sharing, and soon we were talking about who's maybe on an antidepressant or who's been on an antidepressant, and I was able to tell my story about me using them heavily for 7 years and then haven't had them since. And it was a really cool thing. And you could see that everybody in the conversation was really getting what they were sort of needing at that time. And it was almost like, wow, I'm not alone. I'm not the only one who's going through this or who's on this. And you start feeling like it doesn't have to be a secret, and you can start living your life not hidden under a rock. And once you start communicating with people on that deeper level, man, you really get to know someone, and it's the most beautiful experience you can have. So I want to encourage you guys to drop the big any thinking of that you've got to be big and brave and not show feelings and not cry. Man, cry. You got to cry. When's the last time you cried? When's the last time you went and just absolutely sobbed your guts out? Because I'm telling you, it's amazing. And if you're not crying, it's all bottled up inside. So start crying. When you catch up with your mates, instead of doing the big, macho handshake that almost, I had a guy today that almost broke my hand. I'm a bit of a wimp, but almost broke my hand. Start giving them a hug. Give them a hug. It's gonna be a shock to both of you, but really do it and really feel it. We gotta start we just have to start showing each other more love, and we just have to start being a lot more open and not so closed up about ourselves, thinking that we're controlling it. Let it out. Find out what the core issues are. Start talking about what might have happened in your past or in your childhood. It was only maybe 2 years ago I started telling people that I was sexually abused, and I was abused from the age of about 5 through to about 10 by a female who was about 17 or 18 years old. And it was a horrific thing. I carried on me all my life, until one day I decided that I was okay with it, and I started to tell people. And yeah, since then it's just been history. It's something that happened to me. It's not a part of me. And I've just started sharing anything with anyone who wants to listen, because hopefully then it helps other people to feel okay to start sharing themselves. I think that us men, when we start to drop the whole bravado or what we think society expects from a man in our heads, maybe, I think that when we drop away from that, then you really see what's capable of a man. You can really start to change your life and the lives of people around you if you start to open up and communicate and be compassionate and listen to people. Hopefully it helps you guys get out there, start hugging each other. Maybe don't kiss, but have a hug. That's all good. It's uncomfortable, eh? But the more you do it, the better and easier it gets. So some of you guys will be sitting there thinking, my goodness, there's no way I can go and talk to my mates about all this airy-fairy emotional crap, Might be a bit too much for you for your first step. So how about another option for your first step is you can go below into the comments and you can just put something in there that you might want to share. You might just want to say, hey, totally resonate with that. Man, you guys have got so much in this video. It's going to be a real mix-up, but I think there'll be some good stuff in it. Good stuff for me anyway. What you guys need to realise is that when I'm talking about these things, it's stuff from my own life, either now or in the past, and that's why I feel I can speak with a real knowing that it's going to help other people, because it just feels it. I feel connected to people when I'm talking like this. I feel like this is how we should have always been, and you can sort of make your choices in life, and this is what I choose. Can't believe I'm saying goodbye again. Goodbye. This will be about the 8th time I've done it. Au revoir.